Today I'm here to share my life story. While you will be entertained by my journey, you will also gain perspective of your own life and figure out how to overcome all the obstacles that comes with it. By hearing my story, you can use the perspective that you will gain to apply some best practices into your life. My name Poesy means poetry in many languages that are Latin based. So even my Chinese name means little poem. My parents are Chinese educated. My mother is a Chinese doctor from Taiwan, and she married my Malaysian father. When she moved over to Malaysia, she had to adapt to a new environment by learning many new languages and dialects. She read dictionaries, and that was how she must have found my name, although my father claimed to have given me the name too. My father, he is more inclined towards the arts. So by the time I was 5 years old, I was enrolled into the arts as a young apprentice with quite a few art gurus for Chinese watercolors, landscaping, calligraphy, seal carving. I also had piano, ballet, and swim training. So this is about the first time I started to walk. It may not be obvious by looking at me now, but in my 3 decades, I've learned how to walk 3 times. So, in terms of life hardships, the art here is to survive everything life is going to throw your way and still emerge a winner. How do you reach for achievement in spite of hardships and obstacles? As you gain perspective, you can use it to transform disadvantages to advantages. Look at it this way: hardships is like a catapult. It pulls us back and propels us even further towards achieving success. So the only way to see blessings of hardships is to survive it first. Once you overcome one challenge after another, you grow. What used to be hardships becomes blessings because you would have gained life's valuable lessons that will stay with you for the rest of your life. What are the things within yourself that impede you from reaching out to success? Find those weaknesses and challenge them. Those are opportunities to push and drive ourselves a little further. And in that similar approach, you will be able to recognize opportunities amidst adversities. So, what is success really? It seemed to mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. Some people are driven by a sense of achievement, some want recognition, some reach out towards positions of power, some just make ends meet, while other people shy away from all responsibilities. Are we too arrogant to learn? Are we mindful and considerate individuals of our society? Do we contribute to society? Before complaining and laying the blame of others, do we try to make a difference first? And are we honest with ourselves in that sense? What are you driven by? Do you know? How clear are you about your big picture? Perhaps for a lot of us with families, we're driven by a pretty picture of a happy family. People with children would aspire to send all their kids to college and university. And if any of the kids are academically inclined, we would probably prefer to send them to an Ivy League school in the US perhaps, or Cambridge, Oxford. So what if some of us have 3 kids that needs education and the full works? Holidays, birthday parties, insurance policies, braces, piano classes, extra tuition, summer camps. These things matter a lot to most parents. We want to be able to afford the best things that money can buy. We don't want to be bothered with mortgages to pay every month for the rest of our lives. Some of us hope to retire with a favorite hobby and maybe a small business that could sustain us through our retirement years. Some of us want sports cars, Some of us want first-class world travels. Some of us want 4 wives. Some people get turned on by power and they want to climb the corporate ladder. Are you clear in your big picture where your stars are? Because I always say, shoot for the stars. And even if you fail, you still land on treetops. And on treetops, you will still have a better view than anyone else. So they say life is like a poker game. It is not a matter of having a good hand, but playing a bad hand well. Some people have the good things in life neatly laid out on a silver platter. But even if we grow up being spoon-fed, there will still be many things that we need to discover for ourselves. Find our own place in this world, find our purpose in life, and reach out for our sets of goals. A show of hands, how many of us here drive themselves to work every day? So, what do you think of the traffic? If there was a radar that can tune into all the conversations going on in the individual cars, in the traffic jam every day, every peak hour, everywhere in the world, I bet we will learn a lot of swear words through the radar. This is about me at 4 years old, and I learned my first swear words right around that time, and it was through sitting in the car in a traffic jam with my father behind the wheels. You know, people get so impatient and self-important during traffic jams, they just cannot relax. The honks would just go off everywhere. Honk! My father would utter his strings of swear words. Beep, 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 beep. Oi! I would go, Papa, what is beep, beep, beep? My father would answer me something funny, and my mother would almost always pinch him. Don't swear in front of the children. So, if so many people in this world would start their day swearing in cars, this world would darken and become uglier. As it is, our society is already getting less tolerant and increasingly selfish. Now, I thought to myself since I was really young, that cannot be good for us. So I grew up understanding that the reality of this world is not such a beautiful place after all. I grew up carrying the notion that I wanted to make a difference. I wanted a better world. I believe in a better future. In a very naive and girlish way, I wanted to repair the world. So here I am today, very honored to be standing in front of so many achievers. While many of us are inclined towards a leadership position which can influence the rest of society, I hope to plant a good seed so that the little seed will grow into huge trees, riding on all your versions of success, and setting a good example as we grow with our life's hardships, challenges, obstacles, and transform everything into blessings. So please allow the good seed to be fertilized, accessibility to sunshine and water and your attention. This is your spirit I'm talking about, so that each of every one of us will grow into huge trees and portray goodness in our daily actions, so that my job here would be done.